New intro.
Here we
No,
go.
it's done.
New intro. I can give you a little beat on here.
Rourke, tell the people about your camouflage buff.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
you shot one bow and now you're like.
I literally. So this is my Corona mask.
I can't
Okay,
see
but-
it, dude.
You can't see it.
To be fair, those come in a pack. I mean, why wouldn't you buy 4?
Of what?
Those. Why would you wouldn't
No,
like
they
as a
don't. They
pack?
come in the single one, dude.
I got 4.
So you guys,
You got 4.
you guys went into lockdown, jiu-jitsu experts, and came out
Hunters.
hunters because I haven't seen this much camo since the last time
I
went
got no
to
camo.
No,
Bloemfontein.
so my clothing budget went into buying cameras. That's why I couldn't afford a normal looking buff. I have to just 2 for 1 it. This isn't only a buff, eh? Look at this. This is how animals don't see me. You ready?
I'm ready, boy.
Ask one.
Will I be able to? Oh, God, Rourke.
Invisible.
Yeah. It's almost as invisible as your skill to not knock shit over.
Look at that.
Yes.
No animals see me. Ask Warren.
I mean, he
So that's
When
basically
we-
a camouflage balaclava. is
when
the
we go
point.
hunting, he's the voodoo, China. Like if
What?
we go hunting, no animals. You don't see animals the whole session. Right in the end, you get a little bit of action. So he's called the voodoo.
What's funny is how I'm the voodoo, but you've killed 3 animals with me.
I know I would have had like 9 if. Why are you smelling yourself?
Yes, boy. You're starting to stress me out here.
Yeah.
What did you do to Rourke, buddy?
Yeah. So what did you do to Rourke downstairs? Jeez, like this, like. So how
He's
you
going to
been?
be fun. I've been.
Nice to be back in studio, dude.
Yeah, it feels weird, eh? It feels strange.
I don't like podcasting outside of a studio.
It's like foreign.
You get yourself into serious trouble outside of the studio, dude.
We went into lockdown jiu-jitsu experts and came out hunters. I went into lockdown BigAl and coming out with the lawsuit.
Came out a troll, my man.
I'll went in just big guy and came out Sudal after that.
Oh, yeah. I can't
Are we allowed to
wait.
talk?
No, not really.
No.
eh?
Not really.
But I really
We
can't.
can
Wait.
allude to it though.
I really can't wait to talk about it though. And there's a chance after Wednesday I might be able to talk about it a little bit more.
Oh, nice.
Just depends. But yeah.
So you went from not making money on this podcast to losing money on this podcast, something chronic.
Well, you know, boy, someone's got to say something.
So, what's news, Chana?
Ah,
You've been speaking
dude.
to everyone.
Yeah, you know, just trying to stay busy. Some weird things went down. Some cool stories. Dricker scenario we got to unfold. Special delivery.
Special delivery from Alzoa. Yeah. Thanks.
Oof. My man. It's gonna
You
hit.
can't see this.
Warren's just gonna hit a little Malva put.
Little Marble
You
puts,
can,
yeah.
like, point it to the camera.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm the loud one. Okay. Cool.
A little bit of marble puds there. Homemade. A little like custard. Oh, this is some serious service, dude. This is some serious service, yeah.
Rourke, why are you panicking, boy? What's happening?
Rourke's like, I haven't seen that many carbs in a meal in years.
I can't remember if I've seen that picture or not.
No, I don't think you have. Well, it is Johannesburg, so you probably should have seen it at some point. Like driving on the highway or something. So, how long have you
I
been
saw it
doing
from the
this?
outside, I saw it from the back, and then
Yeah,
It's a nice picture.
it's my little piece. There's even one behind you, but that one's like a painted version.
oh, who painted it?
Not me, dude.
Oh, I'll paint it.
It was a long 5 weeks, dog. What are you talking about?
Yes, but that took me 5 years to paint, China.
Yeah, I don't know, dude, but it's been cool. Got to speak to a few people. Got to speak to Fernando Lopez. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest one.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. He's a very, very nice guy. It was a cool one. Drickus' scenario. Then I got stood up by the matchmaker at KSW. Well, we
Yeah,
actually...
it's because you
we-
spoke out against him, KZ.
Yeah, we kind of missed each other is what happened. But yeah, look, they wanted to say, I don't know what they're going to say. You know what I mean? Like it's... No, we actually do want to release him. We're just not going to do it. Like, what are you going to say? But anyway, I hope that gets sorted out. Because that's a very cuck situation.
Guys, this marble pudding's epic. Oh my goodness gracious, marble pudding is good. Want some, Rock?
I finally enjoy my monster.
Have you had some of this marble pudding?
Yeah.
Oof.
it's pretty bad news, eh?
Yes.
So it's just gonna be.
This is a tester. I'd love let me get myself some of this bad boy.
And you guys went and caught a couple of impalas, eh?
Yeah. Well, Rourke caught a nice fatty.
I think it was BigAl.
Took up his whole deep freeze.
What's the correct, politically correct hunting terminology for? Do you get
You're
one?
harvesting them.
Did you shoot one?
We don't even say go off and let them die. They go to expire.
They go to expire. Oh man, it's so naffy. Yeah, you shoot them, and then they go and expire, and then you've successfully harvested an animal.
You know what my first hunting experience was? I'm sitting with Warren.
I'm not
Sitting
too
with
sure
Warren,
on
right?
that.
We're busy waiting. He
We-
says we switch shoot seats, right? So he goes into the hide. Because
You're
obviously
gonna upset people with these stories, eh? Don't talk about horns or anything in this.
no. I'm just no. Wait, what? No. So we're sitting there. Enough time passes that he's like, nah. You know what? You sit in the. You're the one who's gonna shoot first if we see
Yeah.
something. So we're sitting, and Warren's like, my only goal for this whole weekend is I want to get an impala with the biggest horns I can possibly get to beat my brother's Greg's current record. So I was like, oh, that's cool. It's not even 2 minutes later, right? I'm in the shooter's seat, so whatever was supposed to come in, I was supposed to shoot. But I was like, no ways. He's just been talking about the signal. I was like, Warren, I think your impala has just arrived. So we checked this thing. Warren set up. It stops at 50 yards. He smashes the shot, right? All of us in there, like the tracker, no, good shot. What proceeded to happen was we spend the next 6 hours in the bush hunting this guy.
Hunting this thing down, thinking we've seen it, we haven't seen it. Eventually,
It did expire.
it did
It just
expire
took a while.
eventually. But
We got to know the bush really well.
You're gonna come hunting with us one time.
Not if I have to go hunt something and then hunt it again for 6 hours.
That's why you have to become good at like archery or long range shooting, dude. Because if you don't put a good shot in,
I reckon
You suffer.
long range shooting would be my jam.
And
I'm pretty accurate with the handy.
with a handy.
Interpret that how you want. You savages.
Yeah, you must come with us one time.
Yeah, I'm definitely down.
that'd be sick. You could fill your deep freeze up here for, well, actually, if you shot a wildebeest, for example, you need to buy a new deep freeze. It's like, what is it, Warren? 80 kilos of meat? 90 kilos of meat you get back?
Yeah, mine was 80 kilos of meat.
That's like literally storing,
I literally have no more space left in my
And no
house.
more Malva, my boy.
Yes, yeah. Yes, yeah, that was good.
that's like storing a light heavyweight in your freezer.
Oh, that was so good. Yeah, it's like storing drinkers in your deep.
I'm not sure Drickus would enjoy being in the deep freeze.
That was so good.
And the meat's been pretty sick though.
Yeah,
You
you
enjoying
It's
it?
been pretty
You
good.
enjoyed
Yeah.
it?
And I see it's
That's the cool thing is
Making-
like everyone gets to like be part of it with, because everyone eats the meat.
it's a good time.
Saka.
And how excited were you fellas to see fucking UFC back on the TV?
Oh, it was so good.
I almost cried a little bit when I
It was
saw
like
that
weird,
first
but good.
walkout. Eh?
Was that the first live sport back on air?
Yeah.
Crazy,
Jeez.
eh?
It's mad.
They set the standard.
Has anyone caught coronavirus because of the UFC?
No, but Jacare was
he tested positive.
positive.
That was quite a weird scenario. So Jacare kind of said that one of his family members had it and he came into contact with him, so he had a feeling that he might have had it. But like, surely he should have tested that before he left.
Or told someone?
No, he did. I think he told the UFC as he got there. I think for his first test, and because like the whole time he like stayed away from everybody. He wore a mask. He had gloves on, and it was.
Yeah.
And then they still did like a face-off, bro.
Bro, he looked in great shape for someone
Yeah.
that was.
It was that was like the standout thing. When I looked at him and I was like, "Jeez, this dude looks like in the shape of his life, dude."
But the funny
was
thing
so
is, like a
hectic.
couple of weeks prior to it, he was very vocal about competing during lockdown, saying
Yeah.
that he would compete no matter what because he has to support his family.
Yeah.
So I'm
Pretty
trying to
hectic.
see if he's posted
it's
anything
on
about
the screen.
feeling better. Who is it who you're saying actually tested positive for the antibodies?
Tom de Blas tested positive for the antibodies.
Yeah,
he said,
yeah.
He said he was heavily sick after Nogi Worlds in December, and but he hasn't been sick since then. But he tested positive for the antibodies.
Yes.
Dude, it's funny, but I mean, obviously, that's the weird thing about this virus is that you're often asking questions. And me and my wife were both like dog sick in February, like middle to end of February, I think. And we both took like Augmentin. So the doctor gives you Augmentin. He's basically saying he doesn't really know what's going on, but they'll hit you with like a general antibiotic and you see what happens. And when you have like a viral infection, you've got to treat it with an antiviral, like a Tamiflu or whatever. So if anyone's had like swine flu, H1N1, which we probably most had by now, you just haven't realized it, you have to take Tamiflu, and you learn that the hard way. You know what I mean? Because it's happened to me, like 2-3 courses of antibiotics back to back, and you're just deteriorating to the point that you have to get hospitalized. And then they're like, oh no, you've got swine flu, you need an antiviral. So we both took antibiotics, and like a week to 10 days afterwards, we were still like struggling with it, which means that the antibiotic didn't really work. So you had a viral infection, and they were both viral upper respiratory tract infections, exactly the same. And at the time, we were like, can't be, you know what I mean? We hadn't come into contact with anybody or anything like that. But you wonder, like, I'd love to do that test now. I'd love to know. Because there is a chance. Because now it's starting to go way back. You know what I mean? Like, people had it long ago. It was probably here earlier than what we realized, you know? So it's quite crazy. And I know a lot of people are wondering, they're like, well, was it Corona? But
well, if you were sick, we probably would have got it as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, but they're also saying that it's not as, like, it doesn't spread as fast as you think, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it's all weird.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats the other day. I was like, I haven't checked the stats in a couple of weeks. I'm sure at this point the world's on fire. Everything's mostly fine.
Yeah.
Oh man,
just see what's happening, boy. Just pop in.
But at the beginning, think about beginning of lockdown. They're like, if we don't stop this, within 4 weeks, literally lava is gonna come out the ground and everyone's gonna die. We're all fine.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it is, and you're like, it feels like a movie scene where like a dude just walks out his door and he's like, well, everything's still here, so I guess we're going back out.
Do either of you guys know anyone who've had coronavirus?
No.
My brother had it in the UK. I know someone right now who tested positive, but he's asymptomatic. But he's just had a kid, and he can't be with his wife. He has to be away from them because he's tested positive, but he's completely asymptomatic.
You know what's funny is that no one panicked this hard for Ebola, and that is way scarier.
Boy, I'm not too sure I can remember Ebola being around, so it's.
Dude, 4,500 people die every year from Ebola.
No, because it's in one contained area.
Yeah.
And it's almost done now. I think they've almost.
No, well, it's bad in the Congo, dude.
Yeah, but the Congo is complicated because then there's rebels that will say that these people are spreading a vaccine to kill you, and then they like bomb the UN that goes out there to try and treat the Ebola. So it's
The world's on
You guys
fire.
thought this was an MMA podcast?
The world is truly on fire.
No, it is. It's a fucking madhouse. It's an absolute fucking madhouse.
We don't know what's going to happen next week, dude. At the moment, we're just trying to get through it.
Yeah.
Like all of it.
Yeah, 100%. But it's been a lot of doom and gloom. That was quite funny. Like the UFC was just like this little beacon of hope, hey? They were like,
Yeah.
we know it's shit, guys.
And now I've got a tasty
Yeah,
little 251 card coming up.
Yeah,
Has he?
some fucking crazy fights for you to watch
Just, yeah.
while you're stuck at home. I was thinking about it because I was just talking to someone about Drickus now. I mean, obviously, Graham posted a video today saying that Drickus is ideally going to do 2 more fights here. I don't know how that's working because the last he said that was the deals were on the table.
Yeah.
But until October, I think, he can't sign it because he's still signed and KSW don't want to let him go. But then that's October. You know what I mean? But if those offers were still on the table, UFC, Bellator, PFL, he had offers from all over.
But if those offers on the table, I'd hang out, dude. I'd literally just hang out until something can happen, dude.
Yeah, but surely, how? Because he mentioned even having a fight in the EFC if things don't work out. But I was like, but if those are on the table, firstly, that's what you do. Like when October comes, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But anyway, talking about
I hope he
Drickus
sorts it out, dude.
and who you would fight, and I was like, if you take what the UFC did in the beginning, and they're still kind of doing, is they're like, cool, we know there's maybe more important fights in this weight category or for this person, but we're going to make you and you fight because we know it's just going to be fireworks. And I think that was the Gaethje Ferguson thing. They were like, cool, you know, like, do we skip Khabib Ferguson ever happening? And we throw this fight because we know what this fight is going to do. We know what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? And at a time like this, when everybody's going to tune in that have never watched before, you watch like Gaethje versus Ferguson and you're like, what in the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? So it's like, it made sense. So in the South African sense, for me, if you're talking about Drickus, the same rules apply. It has to be Soulja Boy. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to really get like a big excitement level and people tuned in, with the people that are left here, that's the biggest fight you could probably make right now.
No, 100%. Well, there's no more Lazar around anymore. He's gone now.
Yeah, but he can still fight here,
Is
from
it?
what I understand. It's not an exclusive deal, I don't think.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a full-blown fight for them.
Yeah. From what I believe, there's a bit of talk that it's that it's not exclusive, so that he can still compete here. But I don't know. Why would you though? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Word on the street, these areas.
Getting beaten by someone though, dude. Yes, it burns a hole in your soul,
No,
and you
for
just want to
sure.
get back at that, dude.
For sure.
So I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a second crack at.
No, and he
Crickets.
mentioned that, but I just also like, for me, if you lose to someone via knockout, the rematch is, I mean, it's happened before, but you're like, do we need to see this again?
I think when Gareth lost to Brendan, I think there was still like, the knockout was epic.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most epic moments in UFC history, but it was really like against the grain, dude. Like, Gareth was looking solid, China, and I think that's like that kind of still makes it interesting when you get knocked out.
Yeah,
because
I would have like, I suppose in that sort of a fight we hadn't seen Gareth and what was there.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have seen 2 rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guaranteed, dude. I mean, anyone can look good for the first minute, but he was looking. I thought he was looking good. One of those things, dude. That's why the sport's so brutal, eh?
Yeah.
You can be winning 2 rounds, 4 minutes, 50 seconds, and then just something happens, dude.
It's nuts.
Well, Cody Garbrandt knocked out poor Assunção in
Yes.
4 minutes 59 seconds.
Knocked him into orbit, bro.
Just. But he was like, I mean, he was doing that like rope-a-dope style, like get his back to the cage, and then like you could actually see like moved, and then Assunção like kind of read that like he's a bit hesitant as he came in. Whoop! Thank you.
For sure, let's watch that.
Yeah, if you can get something that's not territory restricted.
Yeah, but even hit on YouTube.
Nothing worse than
Wait,
going
I
onto
know
like social media and you
exactly
click on
how
it
to
and
do
it's
this.
like,
This has been blocked for your area.
geo restrictions.
Oh yeah, this is not where you want to be.
The jolly cool Instagram
It's
page.
quite crazy how they're talking about like the size of the cage influencing the fights as well.
Oh, is it a tighter cage?
Yeah, it's 25 feet as opposed to 30 feet.
Well, it's more confrontational, dude. It's like,
yeah, there's less space to move.
Please don't be loud.
No, it shouldn't be. Whenever I say it, for sure hit play though.
And it's very effective.
feels like a tough fight, huh?
Yeah.
Look how small that cage is.
Late in the round.
Oh!
Throws. What does he throw? A right hook.
Yeah.
But Sansao throws a right hook just before.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But watch how he like mix with his head, like
It's like a fight star sized cage.
Yeah, it's small, dude. So like, well,
Not
Dana's
quite fight style,
saying
dude.
he doesn't agree with it. Just watch this again. Watch the Sansao. He throws that right hook as he catches him. Check.
Bang.
He throws like a low, like dig right hook, and just gets slaughtered, bro.
that's
So
it.
cheers, Chom.
Hey, that's into orbit, bro. He's on another planet still.
At least he snapped that losing streak, dude.
Yeah.
Imagine you'd done that a second later. It was after the buzzer.
What amazes me is that Cody's hand is still intact.
Sansao attacks the body late in the round.
Zap.
I've never seen a knockout.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, I've never seen a knockout where someone actually laterally like completely changes direction. You know what I mean? So if you look at a Sansa, he's like coming this way, and then he ends that way, bro. But
Yes,
like
so-
and like down there.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's heavy, dude.
Dynamite, dude.
It's heavy. It's nice. So that division is juicy, dude. How was this night? This was the night with O'Malley and Raheem Sterling versus Sandhagen.
Oh, Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah. Aljamain. Raheem's the soccer player. Aljo.
Aljo Sterling.
Yeah, it was crazy night. So
that team's
I think
having
it
a
was-
good run though.
Yeah, they are.
That
they are.
Davasheli or
Yes, really.
he won on the weekend.
Where is
Yeah.
it?
Oh, there was also another thing that's been pretty cool. So the UFC have been doing virtual media days, which has been pretty rad. So I can sit and do like the media day with everybody online.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
I
been-
bet you
that's
that
been
sounds
pretty
going to change too in the future.
I hope so.
Everyone's
dude.
going to get to like that's
I
the
hope so.
norm.
Yeah, I hope so, because like for someone like me, that's such a cool opportunity because we can't go to those events all the
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? So at least you've got that little bit of interaction still, which is really cool. And you can actually even do post fights as well. So you can watch all the fights and you can stay on and you can just as they come out you can hop in and do post fight interviews from there as well.
That's
It's
cool.
very cool.
That's
It's
awesome.
very
dude.
cool. But for
That's
sure,
rad.
also don't want to be awake from 12 o'clock till 7:30.
Yes.
So what do you think the fights are to make at bantamweight? Yeah.
The ladies, I think the fight to make is for Amanda Nunes to retire.
Or fight Cyborg again in a dual promotion super fight.
It's actually a pity we didn't get to see that rematch, eh? To be honest with you.
Yeah. No,
It's
I
such
agree.
it's such like a
It's the same issue as Soldier Boy versus Lazar. Like, got knocked out so soon. There's a huge question mark over the remaining 4 rounds.
Dude, you know how old that kudu has to be, dude, 50 inches.
And if you shoot a unicorn one, it's not half size.
Oh, yeah.
I just need to explain that if you're watching this and we were talking about something and the next thing that we're talking about kudu,
ESCOM.
yeah, we had a bit of a power outage, so we had to reset everything. And now we're talking about kudus. I do apologize.
Wait, what were we actually talking about when I went off?
Longhorn kudus.
Us and
No,
Sal
no, us and-
rematch. But I was
we
actually
said-
talking about the best bantamweight
We said
matchup.
Cyborg and
Oh, yeah,
Amanda
Yes,
Amanda
Nunes.
Nunes,
we
there
are
go,
back.
Cyborg. Yeah, I feel like that's a fight that's really just going to slip away.
We'll never
'Cause-
see it again.
Yeah, dude, it's
It
so
might be like
frustrating.
the Fedor Krokop fight that everyone was dying to see.
Well, when you
we
do
saw
see it, it won't be irrelevant anymore.
Yeah, this is true. But like, if I'm Amanda Nunes, what else is there, bro?
The thing is,
Shevchenko trilogy, maybe.
You-
But they're
you-
now like
not
3
only
weight
have
classes
you-
apart
Not
as
only
well.
have you done what Cejudo did, like have 2 weight categories, defend 2 divisions, but you beat the lady goats on
Yeah.
route to doing it.
Yeah,
It's like
and knocked her
Ronda
out,
Rousey
bro.
done, Holly Holm done, Cyborg done, Katsugano done. Like you're just smashing all these like legends.
Because
off.
it's going to start to look like one of those old boxers records now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like, she was at her peak, and then it was just.
Yeah.
Just
I'd
looked like
and
Ronda
it's
Rousey.
not her fault. She's just. There's nothing there that's of any interest.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
agree.
Like, what do you do?
The only thing that would be of interest is the Cyborg fights.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. It's the only thing that's left for her.
Yeah.
So unless she retires, gets out of her contract, does a one and done with Bellator, like a
Yeah.
rematch,
that could be a
get paid.
big money.
You know, I
fight.
reckon we'll end up seeing. I think you're gonna end up seeing Cyborg versus Kat Zingano because Zingano was
Yeah.
signed to Bellator.
Yeah,
That'll be like a fight.
that's a fucking cracking fight.
because that's the last lady to beat
yeah,
Nunes.
yeah. That is a cracking fight. Bellator's quite good at that though,
Yeah.
like snatching up a couple of dudes.
Yeah.
Although the McDonald's not there anymore. So he's with
PFL.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's way past his like.
is he just
He's like young still, but he's way past his like fighting prime.
yeah. I
Because I think he's been in
think
too many wars.
yeah,
dude.
he's one of those dudes who just had too many wars. Like that Robbie
too many
Lawler.
5-rounders.
That Robbie Lawler fight, I reckon, just that. Besides his nose being almost obliterated,
Yeah.
that coming back from that broken nose just never really happened.
Yeah.
You could see like the first fight back, he wasn't really there. Himself.
what? Yeah, you gave up quite late in the rounds. He was like 1 round away from winning that
With
title
Robbie.
that had eluded him so long.
Against Robbie Lawler?
Mm.
I I don't know how those oaks got to that
And
point.
then Robbie Lawler
That's-
stole the title from.
Condit. Yes,
Um,
that was such a
Condit.
touchy subject for me, dude.
I was pissed for a long time.
Yes, I used to love Condit, and
yeah, he's a beast.
he was literally like 20 seconds away from winning that title, and then Lawler just throws hell for leather for 20 seconds, like gets that final bit of a nod for him to lose a split decision. I was like, you can't get any closer to being the champ than what you've just. I mean, you were interim champ. You were like 20 seconds away, and then you still couldn't get that title. Now he's just not the same guy anymore, dude.
Yeah, he's just. I think that's the Robbie Lawler effect though as well. I think fighting that dude was an absolute fucking nightmare.
But even like it's what's the title curse? You know, like when you lose that title fight, and then the Oaks just go on a skid, dude. Like they just can't get their life back together.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, yeah, Lawler put who's the big rig?
Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
Johnny Hendricks on the downward spiral. He put Rory McDonald on the downward
Yeah,
spiral.
he beat Johnny Hendricks so bad he couldn't even make weight after that, dude.
He had to use the towel.
Then he got stopped by Woodley. Then Woodley went on a tear, but then Woodley lost to Usman, then lost to Burns.
Yeah,
Uh,
but he
Dan Hardy
yeah.
did the run to GSP, lost to GSP, went on like a
Yeah.
5-fight losing streak.
That's sad, eh?
There's like the massive like
Yeah, he
pressure
was-
of like coming off
I
that
think
title.
Dan Hardy was the only guy, I think, in UF history to not get cut after going 4 in a row.
Yeah, he went 5 in a row. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. But he's the type of guy you want in your organization.
Yeah, I've actually, that's what I did, because it takes me a lifetime to read. I read his book, and I read it's there, Part Reptile, and I'm still busy reading Michael Bisping's book. Pretty fucking good.
Is it?
Yeah,
Like
they're both really good. The cool thing about those books is it tells you like the beginning of a UFC story from the other side of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just like the American story. It's very, very cool. Dan Hardy's story is very cool, and it's cool because I met him as well, so
Yeah.
I had to read it.
It's law.
he's quite a big Magic Man fan, eh?
Yeah, he loves Don. He absolutely loves Don. He was because when I was speaking to him, he's like, "No, tell Don he must come to the UK, he must come train." I was like, "Don, Dan Hardy said he must go train with him." He's like, "Fuck, did he say that?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude."
So,
cool.
fights to make in the men's bantamweight division. Now you got it went from
I think it's Aljo versus the winner of Peter Yan
And Aldo.
And Aldo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's for the title, hey?
Yeah.
I think that's what's been confirmed, right?
yeah, pretty much.
And then it's Garber and O'Malley they're talking now.
Yeah, that's early talk. I
Yeah.
don't think they do that. I think they're gonna give O'Malley like a very early ranked opponent.
Yeah. Makes no sense to do that because
Yeah.
that could stop the entire O'Malley trajectory.
What makes sense is Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw.
Oh yes,
2.
please. Three.
Three.
Oh, watch TJ knock him out again.
Because
Beautiful.
Did you hear what Cody said?
No?
He didn't like call him out exactly, but he was like, "Yo, we can do that again," because we all know what he was on, and he was like, and just imagine his son has to look at him and know he's a cheat.
Yeah.
So- Battle lines, boy. They've been drawn.
Oh, what's
but
funny
T-
is he didn't test positive for those fights, which is hilarious.
the crazy thing is the TJ ban is almost up, dude.
Yeah,
we're
so
like
exci-
months
I'm so
away from him
excited.
being unbanned again.
yeah, but that's why I think Cody knows it. He's like, "Fuck this. This is his opportunity to get one of those back."
Yeah.
Oh, he won't.
Dude, I think they set that up, eh?
Even the Cody fight is Cody had the same thing with the title. He wins the title, 3-fight losing streak.
Although it's,
Yeah, he was.
it's boring watching TJ fight Cody because he's like so skittish. He doesn't want to like engage.
I think
Then he
I think it's a completely
stops him.
different. I think it's a completely different fight. Completely different fight. I
Why?
think like the emotion will be removed and it'll be a technical fight, and
Be
it's
technical.
always gonna benefit TJ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think Cody gets caught up in his emotions and then
That's
he
it.
just
I don't
swings
think
for the
I
fences.
don't think
and
he
then
will
he's-
though. I think that'll be the biggest difference. You're gonna see that more gauged Cody,
Yeah.
but that doesn't work in his favor either. Because his best chance is to like really get into a brawl, you know what I mean, and get it done. You can't
Just check when TJ's
out technique old TJ.
when
How's this
TJ's thing expires. Also,
How do I make that work?
Yeah, let me just switch this off. No branding today. We'll superimpose it.
You don't want the screen up.
No. That AirPad's freaking out as well. What are we looking at? TJ Dillashaw's ban. What is his thing called? Free juice.
Why be such a disgraceful
clean
ban
juice.
since for an
Yeah,
MMA
clean
fighter?
juice.
Fair enough that that brand existed long before you got busted.
Yeah.
But I mean, to like,
To buy into it.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he owns his own one now?
when we were there now in January, he was talking about opening a second one, and he couldn't like come to training because opening a second one or something like that.
He's gonna be
So that's how
30.
clean
He's gonna be
juice.
35 when he returns.
When does he return?
I'm trying to find out.
It's very soon.
It is. I think it's
Very,
beginning
very
of
soon.
next year.
Yeah,
Because it was a 2-year
it's
ban.
less than
eh?
it's less than a year left.
It was just a 2-year ban.
Yeah,
That is a good fight to set up. Also, I wouldn't mind seeing TJ go up against Aldo on the comeback if he wins.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
nice fight.
Because then you got the bantamweight goat and the featherweight goat,
is Mendes fully retired now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Chad Mendes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was also the closest ever to winning a
Yes, that's right with
title.
Aldo. Oh my goodness.
Both
dude.
of them. First one, Aldo grabbed the cage and knocked him out. Second one, he hit him after the bell. What was it? Twice.
Yeah,
Twice knocked
dropped
him
him
down.
twice after the bell.
And still only managed to win a split decision. So I was salty about that one.
I fucking hope they make that Garbrandt Dillashaw fight. I'd love to see that again.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the Team Alpha Male versus TJ thing definitely is entertaining.
Yeah.
Maybe we should. I wouldn't mind seeing Uriah come back one last time.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you're right. TJ would be amazing. No, you're talking my language.
That old.
But Uriah did come back,
Yeah, Peter Young
he's
just
still-
beat the snot out of him, didn't
and
he?
he still wants to fight again soon. Like,
Yeah,
he had the shortest lived retirement in history.
I know. Tell him to just hold up. TJ's almost back.
You know, what he was like, guys, I'm retiring. Sweet, we're gonna put you in the Hall of Fame. Great, I'm unretiring now.
Check how clean this guy is.
Yeah, that looks full of the sauce, old TJ.
Did
bro.
you,
Look
did
at
you
him.
see his photo recently of him? At,
Yeah, we were still laughing
No,
about
he's in the testing pool. Don't you say that one.
no. I'm not so sure he is, bro.
I don't know how many USADA agents are running around during COVID-19
Yeah.
lockdown.
He,
Dude.
look,
He
he was.
phoned them up. He's like, listen, guys, I just wanted to find out, like, how much of this quarantine thing do the testers have to? Oh, they have to stay indoors the whole time. Oh,
cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Just hold on.
You know, a reporter just wanted to know. They were asking me, so I thought I'd ask. Old TJ Dillashaw emerges at 170 pounds.
Yeah, that photo is ridiculous.
No, he's jacked to the gills.
He just trains a lot. Okay, jeez.
A hell of a lot, bro.
His coach is a lack of that Cole.
Him with Aaron Pico. A couple of middleweights there, bro.
Oh, 100% clean, Chana. Looks like he's getting ready for the IBFF bodybuilding competition.
He even his jaw's thicker.
Yeah.
I'm clean, man. No, you're fucking not, pal.
Oh man.
Don't you dare lie to me.
That crew of guys got such a lack of setup in California, dude. I see.
He's on the test now and all. Yo.
Oak's giving him cock.
155
heavyweight.
easy.
TJ, damn Stipe, better watch out. TJ coming for that heavyweight.
Okay, so in other words, it's not only us that have
Yeah.
noticed this.
That photo did nothing for him, dude.
They
It
said
did nothing for him.
from fat Tyler to thick Tyler.
Because honestly, when I saw that picture, I was like, my boy
Hard
thick.
to explain that one.
My boy
thick with a six pack, dude. Like,
If surely you in the middle of the band and you're looking that jacked and you're like, I've been working hard, I'm not taking any juice, but I'm gonna keep my shirt on because I know what's gonna happen if I
No,
don't.
listen. If he had like a publicist, he would have been like, TJ, why did you do that? Why did you post that?
oh, it's brutal.
2 division champ incoming.
My
Yeah.
boy Aaron Pico not looking so small either,
No, dude.
but he was like, I'm gonna keep my
Yeah,
shirt
dude.
on.
Hopefully he gets his head together, dude, because that looks like
Pico,
yeah.
yeah, he's a
He's
monster.
like a world class boxer,
You
world
got
class
to see
wrestler.
him live, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. He threw some leather that night, China. Jeez, like it.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, I got to see him. Sergio Pettis, Raymond Daniels. That was pretty cool. Obviously, Chris.
Did you
fighting.
guys watch the fight this weekend?
Which one?
Evil Eye.
Marvin Vittori versus Carl Robertson. I think it was that
No,
one.
but
Submission
yeah, it was.
round one,
But it
4
was like
minutes.
crazy bad blood there.
Yeah. Crazy.
I didn't watch the fight, but I just read.
I'm trying to think if it was he had like a guillotine. So, but they got back up to their feet, still in the guillotine. Vittori tries to adjust it, and the dude, they're like walking back towards a fence, and he like jumps the fence and like pushes off of it, bro, while still in the guillotine, and like lands on top of him and like spins out of it. It was a fucking. I was like, you definitely don't practice that in the gym,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
It must have just came to you.
That's on the fly time,
It was pretty fucking cool.
making quick decisions.
Yeah,
Oh, this
it
one's
was
coming up.
fucking effective, dude.
I'm not
This-
too excited about this card, dude.
Nah.
I'm a big fan of Curtis Blades.
I like Josh Emmett as well.
Yeah, Josh Emmett versus Shane Burgos is a cracker, bro.
He's gonna dry hump Volkov for 5 rounds, dude. It's gonna be so uneventful.
Yeah. That's not a very exciting
The
one.
Emmett Burgos fight's gonna be like,
Yeah,
I like that
that's a
Shane
cracking
Burgos,
fight, yeah.
and Emmett's got dynamite in his hands, dude. I never enjoy watching Raquel
Emmett
Pennington
also
fight.
looks like
He broke
went-
his finger
Yeah.
off that one time
Yeah,
and we watched him run. He was
dude,
like,
that
yeah.
looks like he was
Staying
made
alive.
inside a lab though.
Yeah, dude.
Like
Lyman
that
Good's
can't
coming
be
back.
clean, bro.
Lyman Good was the first
Yeah.
UFC athlete to test positive.
you
for
know who he looks a
COVID-19.
little bit like? What was that?
Look
Who's
at
that
this
athlete? Who's that character in Mortal Kombat with the swords coming out his arms?
Baraka.
Barakas.
Looks a bit like
Yeah.
that, eh?
Baraka. Baraka.
Yes,
That
yeah,
was
I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, dude. Yo.
There's a bit of a Baraka going on there.
Yes, China.
Dude,
You see, there's a new Mortal Kombat movie being made.
I did not see that, boy.
I don't
did
get
not.
excited for those until I know they're
buddy.
good.
Yeah, buddy. The last Mortal Kombat movies weren't bad. I mean, they're not good. They weren't box
Yeah.
office blockbusters, but
They weren't exactly Spielberg's work.
Yeah, what's after that?
Dude, Fight Island.
That's
my
like
man.
a dude.
Oh, Poirier, Dan Hooker. That's a cracker, hey?
Yeah.
That's Fight Island, eh? That must
no,
be
that's
the first one.
Fight Night Austin.
Apex.
How
that's
is
a
Dan
little-
Hooker getting into America, though? I suppose their borders are open now, then.
Yeah.
Mike Perry. There's some good fights on this
Mike
one.
Perry-
Remember Dan Hook? New Zealand's got no restrictions anymore, dude.
Yeah. That's Mark Perry, Mickey Gall. I like that fight. Ian Heinisch versus Brendan Allen also is a fucking good fight. Gian Vellante at heavyweight. That dude also needs a win, but fucking badly.
So has Mike Perry got a new girlfriend, and the new girlfriend's in his corner now?
No,
No
I don't
idea.
understand. No, it's his wife, bro. It's that blonde chick's his wife. And
I
she's
thought-
always
I
in
thought
his
she
corner.
left him again.
Oh, I have no idea, bro. Maybe. But she's always in his corner. Did you see this spat going on with him and Darren Till? Fuck, it was hilarious, bro.
I watched that video where he asked Till to go
spar. It's fucking hilarious. So they were having this huge spat, bro, and it was like, then it was fucking calling each other. They were like, "Yo, because your missus is in your corner and you think you're gonna beat somebody," and they were like just fucking going back and forth. They got super personal.
I
Phil's
think
on a bit of
Darren
a run
today-
though. Hey? He's on a bit of a run with the social media and that. Eh?
He should. When he like does the face swap, fuck, I can't stop laughing, bro.
My
love that
favorite
shit.
was when he won his last one and then he posted that picture. Romero, he's like, Romero, let's go. And then he posted the next picture. He's like, the next man when you wake up and realize you called out Yoel Romero.
Oh man. What blows my mind is that Yoel Romero, that doping case that he won, right? With the that supplement company's still in business, dude. Which means that they're definitely paying him something towards the $27 million settlement, dude.
Bro,
That
you've
oak's
seen
living
his
the
shape.
best life,
Yeah.
China. He's living his absolute best life.
This guy's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, Darren Till, yeah. I think read this post, this one here. Oh no, this is one he says he will be champion. It's a pretty cool one.
Who did he lose Who did he lose that title fight
T
to?
Wood.
Usman.
Oh, was it Usman? No, wasn't it T Wood?
Yeah, sorry, Woodley. Please click on the Whittaker one. Still Whittaker. Oh, Fuck, it's hilarious. Did you see the ones in the beginning in lockdown when he was just fucking eating shit all the time? Hey, he's just this one. Fucking Ariel Helwani. Bro, he was posting all these videos like every day of him just like trying like Burger King and all of this shit, and he had laid out like fucking was brilliant. He was actually super funny, and then he was always
That
commenting.
was like Lance Humphrey.
Because he was
That's weird.
You know how he was like trying to coax Whittaker into a fight. Every time Whittaker would post something, he would go Rob with a question mark. Every time he posts, and the first time you go to Whittaker's post, all you see is Darren talk, Rob. Dude, I laughed at it.
Rob.
I want the same thing. What is he saying?
I feel like he gets it. That we just don't train at all. We just don't train. We do like a catch weight at like 95 and just rock up. I feel like, bro, I love that. And I'm sure he would love that too. We just
Hashtag Rob.
Hashtag Rob.
Just get in there and light it up.
Check that Rob with the question mark. Fuck, it's funny.
One person out there that would be down for this is Darren Till.
Yeah, he gets it. I really want to come to like some sort of agreement with that because I feel like he gets it.
Bro, try find. I think it was all on his stories though. Yes, dude, this okay had me in tears in lockdown. I
That's
couldn't
good.
stop laughing. It's just like videos of him trying shit.
There we go.
Yeah, check.
You see, that looks delicious, dude.
Oof. Oh, it keeps taking me back.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
so
annoying.
frustrating. It's a big ass. Go up a little bit there, boy. Up again. To the left. Up. No. Keep going. Again. I don't know. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, he
yeah.
was just like a fat ass.
When is this fight happening?
That's Fight Island. Try and find those Fight Island cards, dude.
Doesn't it start with 251?
251.
Yeah, so,
Fight
yeah,
Island.
I think
now
it's-
this is a fight card.
Oh, that's crazy. Dude.
Kamara Usman, Gilbert Burns.
My only problem is
Volkanovski.
when they do triple title fights, it's like difficult to keep that
excitement.
all the way to the end because you've just
Yeah.
been like overwhelmed with big fights, dude.
Also, that and like the night seems to take that much longer
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Cause I
But
think
even
'cause
like
of, the
Andrade
longer
versus
formalities.
Namajunas, that was a title fight like not even a year ago,
Yeah.
dude.
And old Pagey.
PVZ versus Rebus.
PVZ in there for the marketing attribute, boy.
Yeah, 100%.
She's killing it though. Yeah, that's a cracking
What's the
card.
undercard on there, dude?
That's a really, really good card.
Where the heck do you see the undercard? Yeah.
You'll probably have to go to the website, I would imagine. But yeah, dude, Usman versus Gilbert Burns, it's going to be hell of interesting, eh? It was quite funny because you like sit and wait to see how they're going to handle it. And straight away, old Henry Hooft came out and he's like, he's not involved.
Yeah.
They know what to do. They know how to do it. But they all go their separate ways. Fight.
Well,
and
I
then it's
see.
over. It's
I
going to
see,
be interesting to see how
I see
it
Usman
works
still
out.
training there with the.
Yeah, it's not no one's on bad terms.
No.
They're all
I'm
like-
saying I thought they were going to split the camp. You know, like Usman does his camp somewhere and Burns does his camp somewhere, and then Henry just sits neutral, and
Yeah.
and that wrestling coach Greg, whatever, they just sit neutral. But it seems like Usman's utilizing his existing camp,
Yeah.
and Burns is training elsewhere
It's interesting.
because they're never going to train in the same room for, for that fight,
for
dude.
sure. But Burns doesn't he have it? But because he's the jiu-jitsu coach there, isn't he?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, he is kind of. But
Yeah.
then he doesn't he do jiu-jitsu somewhere else though as well?
I think George Santiago is also part of the jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
program there, so I think they like run it together. But I saw he does a lot of jiu-jitsu with like Wagner Hosha there, also somewhere like Miami, Florida, or wherever.
Yeah.
So I think he can put together a camp around him. You know, he actually came for Vitor originally, dude. He was Vitor's jiu-jitsu coach,
Yeah.
and so I'm sure he'll just go train at that Fort Fit or whatever camp that Vitor has.
Such a weird dynamic, dude. But
Yeah.
it's weird, and at the same time it's quite cool. It's okay, cool. I've worked hard to be a contender. You've worked hard to be a champion. We can't now like derail this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's these things don't ever really tend to work out too well in the end.
Yeah, someone has their feelings
Yeah.
hurt, dude. It's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, it's been pretty amicable so far. The only problem is like if someone's getting inside secrets from one of the training. I mean, because your training
Yeah.
partners are all your mates, dude.
Yeah.
It's like some disgruntled training
Well,
partner goes and
I
spills
don't
the
think
beans.
there's any secret to the approach at the same time.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? You know what to expect from both guys, and I
Yeah.
think they know what to expect from each other. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they'll know each other very, very well. They'll know where they can exploit each other. You know?
Yeah.
It's a great fight, dude. It's
So
a great-
Volkanovski Holloway a rematch. That's gonna be like.
I'm a little bit upset we didn't get to see like Usman Masvidal, even Colby rematch.
Looks like Masvidal is gonna be on his way, bro.
Yeah, dude. You know that also never ends well.
Yeah. Dude, it's difficult to call out your employer, dude. And to call them out on their shit, dude.
And especially Dana, dude.
Yeah, they can hold the grudge, eh?
It just never works for you.
Yeah.
Just stick
One
to the.
and done on that BMF belt, eh?
But he was, you know, like it's hard, and I get it because it all kind of happened at the same time. It was John Jones, Cejudo was the same problem. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just not getting paid my worth. Then Masvidal, then McGregor possibly as well. There's probably a bit of a money issue there, I would imagine.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that retirement.
Yeah, he'll fight again, dude, guaranteed.
Yeah, it's just a standoff, bro. Between there's just slinging dicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, you're gonna pay me 10 million, or I'm not gonna come. And they're like, well, cool, we don't need you. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
that standoff till eventually, okay, cool, I'll take 8, and we do need you.
Yeah.
Can't see where the heck do you click to look at?
Maybe
the-
they haven't
Go
announced the
down.
prelims, dude.
No, I'll go. Go.
Look here.
Go up. You went too fast. Go. You see there? Oh, no, there's no prelims. Normally where there's main card, there's another tab to click prelims.
Maybe it hasn't been organized yet.
Probably not. Dude, this is so
We have to
shit.
see who's got a visa, who can travel freely. It's like a weird, complicated
Yeah.
world to navigate right
Yeah.
now.
But dude, it's like the second that email came through for like credentials, and I was like, because you could do it, bro.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi makes things different. And like you're there for 9 days and you do 3 shows, you're working 3 events. Dude.
Yeah.
It's like a dream come true, but it's just not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. Not in this economic
sucks.
environment.
Never mind that, we can't leave, bro.
Yeah.
Our borders are closed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's still a little while away. It's July, but you know, it's quite a gamble.
That's not that far away, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a month. Things don't look like they're gonna change in a month.
Exactly, but that's what I mean. You know what I mean? So like you gamble on doing all of that for a chance that you might leave.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have a visa. The visa's gonna cost.
Could get stranded in flipping Thailand like
Yeah, bro. You're
Clint
gonna
Walters.
come back and get quarantined in Emperor's Palace, bro, eating 3 bread rolls a day. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Rourke was
fuck, I
saying,
don't know.
like, there's that massive hospital in Kempton Park in pristine condition still. That's unused whatsoever. You could literally turn that thing straight into a quarantine hospital, and that's it. You're done. But you have to like make up this bullshit place, like
And the amount of money,
Nazareth, but
the
Yeah.
amount,
because
check
it's
out the size
tenders,
of this
bro.
thing.
It's existing tenders, bro.
yeah.
The amount of money they spend on security every year, must be insane. Because the entire building is fully intact. I've been inside. All of the equipment is still there. It looks like everybody dropped what they were doing. Like,
Look, I
with-
don't know if we're talking about the same place because you're talking about a pristine place. I'm looking at a fucking horror house here, boy.
no.
Yeah,
So what happened? Lots
mean-
of people were allowed to film like movies and stuff there. But you go in, and like it would take
Click on a
a
new
very-
picture, dude.
a very small amount of time to get. Which one do you want?
Just like down in the
No,
Pacific.
see, that's gonna give me nightmares tonight.
No, so like you
That's
can
gonna
check
give
here,
me
right?
Even worse nightmares tonight.
No, but you walk into the waiting room. The seats look like somebody had like just stepped off them and there's dust. Everything's
Imagine
mint.
in March. Imagine in March when they announced there's going to be a lockdown. They went in there, and for 3 weeks they cleaned up the place. They could definitely clean up to a point where you could
Yeah,
use the
I
entire
hear you.
building to.
But then who's gonna get a tender, boy?
100%.
This you walk into this one room.
Gee,
It's like-
it's
You like walk
I
into
see
this
into that.
room, right? It's probably just looks like a hall, and all of the equipment from the hospital is there, from like incubators.
Rock, here's
Heart rate
the
monitor machines.
burning question of the night. Why were you in an abandoned hospital?
Oh, because everyone talks about those horror stories.
Yeah, I was like, I'm desperate to go see what that place.
dude,
like
I
inside.
lived like three blocks from this place at one
Oh,
stage.
I'm getting scared now.
My
Have
brother
you?
lives like maybe 800 meters from this hospital.
Oh, it's proper.
But some
That's a
people
good
have
ride
gone
there.
in there and like dressed it up like a horror scene.
You can check that's what it looks like.
I'm definitely not going in there.
You should for sure give it a go. It's really cool.
I'm
Th-
definitely
look,
not
that's
going in
it looks like that. Somebody left
there.
it like that.
Okay.
Apparently they have in like financial problems, and they literally they told everyone on the day, "Listen, we're shutting down today." So they all just went and left, and they closed the doors. Dude, they took out some of the valuable stuff, and
You open the offices, the guy's desk, chair, books, lots of stuff still there. Nothing's been removed.
Crazy.
They should
I'm still
host
not
an
going in
EFC
there.
event there.
Well, look.
I heard Dana saying that the Fight Island is not going to live up to everyone's hype. Like it's
I
just
think-
it's going to look like them being in the Apex, dude. It's going to be the same.
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
it
feeling.
is going to look like that, but
But it's called
I
Fight
think-
Island, Warren.
yeah.
I know, but
But it's Yas Island as well, bro. It's
But
not
imagine
like,
they had like an outdoor event on like a beachfront. There's waves crashing in the back. It's literally like flipping
Switch your
Jean-Claude
face
Van Damme, Kumite, like let's go for it like,
I
type of stuff.
blame Boss Logic because his poster was the one that was seen everywhere,
Yeah.
and he had like this whole like island vibe and this big UFC octagon coming
Yeah.
up, and like fucking this is gonna be in Bahamas. But they were saying first they were saying it's Epstein's Island. I'm like, guys, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. That is a terrible decision.
As far as business decisions go. it
yeah,
wouldn't be
that
the
is terrible.
brightest.
Actually, like word on the street is it's Epstein's Island. I was like, I really don't think so.
If
I think
that's
it's
your
too
option,
soon.
if
It's
that's
too
your
soon.
option, make another.
Yeah.
Make another.
It's like it's
But
definitely.
like, so now why do you think, like, normally when they go to Abu Dhabi, they go there because Abu Dhabi Tourism Board is on board with it, right? And they obviously invest into the event because they know like the tourism that it attracts. But like, why go to Abu Dhabi and have to fly every fighter out from overseas when they also have like strict lockdown laws in their country?
Yeah.
Whereas you could just keep everyone in America, the majority of your roster lives on your doorstep. Like I wonder why. Like why go to Abu Dhabi? Why go to that Yas Island? It doesn't make. It feels like to me it doesn't make sense for Abu Dhabi tourism, and it doesn't make sense for the UFC to move to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, but from a tourism point of view, it doesn't make sense because you got no spectators.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense for them.
Yeah,
So like no one can
Yeah.
fly in. They gain none of the revenue from people like
So-
visiting the country.
I'm trying to remember how it all started, because they needed a venue. I think it had something to do with maybe the American laws, or I don't know. But I think in Dana's mind, we set up one central station because from Europe to America and the rest of the world is maybe not possible right now.
Yeah.
So we set up one station, and we stay there, and everybody comes to us, and then they go back home, and it's over. Because I think it's I don't know, man. There's obviously, I don't know if the rules are still the same, but there was obviously some pretty weird rules going on, and that's
Yeah.
why they thought to set up. It was
Feels like it just
basically
doesn't make sense anymore.
basically there to open up to the international market, and get away from the American roster a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they were going to run out of options, they were going to run out of fights eventually as well. But as opposed to why guys not flying into Vegas, I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense. I think it's something they kind of started, and they thought they were going to get there a lot faster, and then maybe the rules changed and like, well, we've already done it, so let's
Yeah.
go. You know what I mean?
Um.
But it's pretty cool that like it was open invitation to most credentialed media, I think, or maybe the more European based, because you know, like UFC Europe, it's not Europe, it's
Yeah.
a big section. It's Africa, Middle East, Europe, and Asia, I think, or like something like that. All falls under Europe as opposed to America.
Yeah.
So I think maybe like that quadrant was kind of all open ended. So I don't know how much media goes, but I think it's a decent amount, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's cool that they do that. You know what I mean? And that's like the UFC stance on media is very impressive. They really treat the media like with a lot of respect and
Yeah.
understand the importance. You know, I mean, even at a time like this, you're still making space for a few media to be in an event where they probably there's not many other sports that will do that.
Yeah.
You know. So it's quite cool to see how that's all panning out.
Wait, maybe they do TJ versus Dominic Cruz.
It's not a bad fight, eh?
I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna see Dom fighting that much ever again.
Yeah, if it's against TJ, I think we will. But yeah, dude. So I don't know. The Fight Island thing is quite cool. I think it's quite like it's exciting. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of fun. I think from like the marketing perspective, it's fucking brilliant. Because people are so dialed in. But I'm like trying to order Fight Island shirts. I'm like, how do I get it here? You know what I mean? It's super super cool. And it just creates excitement, you know what I mean? And I think the UFC's done quite well in innovation, you know what I mean? Like you've lost revenue centers for live attendance, tickets and stuff, but you're definitely making ground by doing all of this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? The pay-per-view sales have been pretty good.
They're the only live sport. Like I know people who, I mean, they watch UFC, but not like crazy amounts. It's not like the only sport they watch.
Yeah.
They get up at 2 a.m. to watch UFC cards. Like,
Hasn't like Bundesliga opened up a little bit?
Yeah, so Bundesliga is back. The Spanish league's on its way, and the Premier League starts on the 17th. So
all
it's
closed door events.
All closed door events. I think that's the way it's going to remain for months. Bro.
So I mean, like at the beginning of this, people were like, "Oh yeah, we're not going to have spectators in stadiums until 2021," and then you're like, "Oh, it makes no sense."
Yeah,
you know, like,
it still doesn't make sense.
But like now, like you're like, "Oof."
Oh, but I'm lying. In New
We're
Zealand,
halfway through June.
So like the New Zealand rugby setup. So the Super Rugby setup is the three nations. It's Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and and Argentina's in there. There's been for long like a broadcasting rights problem because of the time zones so when the South Africans go there and vice versa, the times are completely a mess. So it's either like 6 o'clock in the morning here or like late at night there, whatever the case is. So they've all been trying to like figure out different ways to kind of maybe end that Super Rugby, you know what I mean? So, and I don't know if that's what's happening, but New Zealand decided, well, we're going to be back to action long before the rest of the world. So the New Zealand section of the tournament is just playing themselves on local TV. And they just, this weekend was the first time fans had entered a stadium for a sport since COVID.
Yeah.
And that was
New Zealand's
actually
got zero
at
lockdowns
that,
now.
Yeah, at that rugby game. So they've gone back to normal, but absolutely 100%.
Yeah, there's no restrictions whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's
pretty crazy.
Super interesting, dude. It'll be interesting to see what the situation is in like 2 months. If they made the right decision, everyone's gonna feel like a bunch of dickheads.
Yeah.
Like everyone's grappling with their own different issues in their country, but
Yeah.
I'd really love to get back to normal life.
No, 100%.
I'd like to start earning money again. That
Yeah.
would be great.
That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty lack.
Anyone's watching this wants to extend your boys a little voucher. Hit us up.
You
please.
can also hire us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever market you're in.
Very
Oh my
good
goodness.
debt collecting service going on. We've got bows, crossbows.
Bows, rifles, handguns, you name it, we sorted.
Rourke's a sniper. He wears a camo balaclava 24/7.
this is my mask. Check at this.
Rourke, I don't even see anyone there. What you talking about?
Boom. No one's getting
I
COVID.
can't. I never. If someone told me 5 weeks ago, the next time you see Rourke, he's going to be sporting a camouflage balaclava, I would have
China,
probably
it's
told him.
I go to this Rourke's house to go shoot. And I walk in, every day I walk in, he's wearing his hunting boots and his hunting shirts. I'm like, Rourke.
Okay, firstly though, these things are super well sealed, so they're the warmest shoes I have for sure. And two, those camo shirts are really warm as well. And it's winter. They also cost me 40 rand or something ridiculous.
Literally, like, I only wear hunting clothes on the hunt. I come from there, I wash them, I put them in a bag, and I put the bag away, right? I never see those hunting clothes again. Rourke's like, what? I went hunting in the shirt yesterday. No problem. Shame. Our nephew, he came with us on the last hunt, and he picked up an unfortunate little bit of tick bite fever.
Oh.
So Rourke's cousin is his son's a little bit broken at the moment.
Shame.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, this guy's-
Apparently you
fever is
can't get
heavy.
it twice though.
Really?
So
Like
once you had
corona.
it, once you had it,
This guy said he was poisoned recently.
Ali Abdelaziz.
by who?
Yeah. I know, he just came out with it on this interview?
He's a hell of an interesting cat. Eh?
Yes, you did.
I think
He was
I
like
forgot I was
Al Qaeda informant and stuff. Eh?
Allegedly, Warren. Allegedly. You can't just be saying stuff like that, boy. Yeah, the story is very crazy, dude.
Ooh.
FBI informant. Yes, Connor goes hard at him, eh?
Yes. Very hard.
Yo.
My boy's done well though. He's got a crew on him of fighters, dude.
Yeah, he's got
He's
all the
got a
high-paying fighters. dude.
huge crew of fighters, dude.
Yes, see.
But like that's the weird thing. But you know, like you hear all these things about this guy, and you hear his fighters, and they all just say he's like the best human being alive.
Yeah.
So it's always funny like that. Eh?
Check it. You terrorist snitch. I know a lot about you as well, you madman. Should keep your mouth shut.
How's Noah? Yeah, shut your mouth. Never speak about me ever in your life. Watch yourself. Jeez. Things got heated up, eh?
Yo.
And did you talk about that when Connor was in trouble with that Irish mafia?
Yeah.
I think you were telling me the
Same
story.
guy that's
That's
part
now
of Brave.
yeah,
dude.
working for Brave. He
Hey,
was
madness.
like a convicted Irish mob boss.
Yeah.
He's now like the boxing promoter for Brave.
That
is
sketchy, eh?
interesting.
That is so sketchy, dude.
That is super interesting.
That's so sketchy. Like as an organization, like how do you knowingly go into business with those guys when they've got such a public record around them?
Yeah.
And that even if they've never been convicted, you know, like just like guilty by association, dude. So I don't know.
Yo, how's this
Super
UFC
interesting.
card? Are we getting a Fight Island?
Yeah. We need a fight.
It's gonna be in Durban.
It's gonna be in Swaziland or in
Yeah, why not?
Lesotho.
Why not?
The Fight Lapa.
I wonder what the
Fight
restrictions.
the Rondavel.
I wonder what the restrictions are in our neighboring countries. If UFC could just hop the borders quickly and get like lesser restrictions and just
Boy,
get an event on.
They were struggling to get to Cape Town. Now
Imagine you go to Super Sport and you're like, listen, we've got a solution for you. We can
Yeah.
literally hop over to Botswana. It's 3 hours that way,
Yeah.
and we'll do it on a flipping
Beat down
piece
in
of
the bush.
We'll find some bush. We'll just put the thing down. We'll go. Done. I mean, I'm sure Super Sport would be dead keen to get some sort of live
Yeah.
sport.
And then you
something.
get all the like African champions from no wait, we don't have any Botswana fighters, eh? Got
No.
Angola, Zimbabwe,
I'm sure we've got a Zimbabwean.
DRC.
We've got
I mean,
Timbers.
Botswana, dude from Botswana. I'm thinking about the dude
No, we've got
from
no
Jiu-Jitsu,
from Botswana,
maybe.
dude.
There was a dude from Botswana. In the Jits comps always.
Make him headline.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Straight-
Make him headline.
automatic.
Done deal.
UFC fighter on
Or you need to go find like Botswana's version of Rug Rug and just sign him up.
Yeah, I like UFC Rondavel or UFC Lapa. you heard it here first.
The EFC Lapa. The Lapa in Limpopo. Fuck, it would be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, shame, dude. The EFC are trying, man. I know that they're trying to get this thing done.
Shame.
But it's, I mean, you gotta feel.
It's a good card though, even though we don't know when it's gonna happen.
You're not dealing with like very sensible people that you can just say, well, look, guys, it's kind of being done already. You know what I mean? Like, for sure, just let us go have events in our space.
Who would sanction it then if they could get it across the border?
Doesn't
Would
really
you
matter.
have?
Remember,
No, there's IMF organizations all over, bro.
but remember also, but IMF can't regulate professional mixed martial
Yeah,
arts.
but I'm saying there's federations in place. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
all over.
But you know, like they only have these people sanctioning the event so that they can pass the responsibility. You know, like they said we had to do X, Y, and Z. We met by that. Therefore, the sanctioning body has sanctioned this event, and we kind of take away liability.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if there's no law around it, there's no organization around it, you can go anywhere and just run an event. The only reason you have to get sanctioned is because that country's got some law about you
Yeah.
sanctioning
Yeah.
combat sports. And then you adhere to those, once again, to pass. You
Yeah.
adhere to those rules to pass the liability.
Okay. How's this card though? We got the all
This
South
is
African.
The car that never happened. Tommy Stradham's a featherweight, isn't he?
Yeah, what is this fight supposed to be at?
Bruce Swanepoel's fights at like welterweight or middleweight. He fought. Didn't he
Fights at
Didn't he
short
fight
notice, right?
Kulakani Klongwa?
Yeah, he did. Click on it.
He
I'll
did.
tell you what weight category it's at. Welterweight.
Welterweight. Tommy Stradham. I think he was accounting for the lockdown. You know, that little extra
This was before
lockdown
lockdown,
sponge.
dude. This was
Oh.
before lockdown.
Maybe
And
he's been on that.
Yeah, he's a featherweight. Sure.
Maybe he's been on that TJ protocol.
Who was his last fight?
Who,
Look.
Tommy?
Yeah, he had a tough fight.
It was
Yeah,
good though.
Didn't he fight Warren Richards, and then it was like back and forth, and then he turned
Warren
at the
Richards.
end.
Yes.
Oh, then he fought in Guala Guala.
How did he lose to Nguala Guala? That sucks.
He lost the decision.
Yeah, the Warren Richards one, he got that huge hematoma
He lost to Dwayne Jones as well.
on Marcel.
Yes, yeah, I must have been sleeping half of last
Yeah.
year, dude. I can't
Give
remember
him a
any fight.
Juba. Marcel Als.
I remember the Give Him a Juba fight. I remember the Warren Richards fight. I don't remember these other two.
Dwayne Jones.
Was that Carnival City?
I think
think
remember
so.
the Dwayne Jones fight.
Yeah.
This, he's
I think it was
fighting
also a decision, the Dwayne Jones fight.
Swanepoel.
But like, okay, old 9mm should probably be a lightweight, realistically.
Yeah.
Conrad.
Oof. Imagine drawing Mzwandile on your
Oh, yeah, he
debut.
fought
That's when you
Mzwandile.
change your mind about turning pro.
But like, who told this guy? Yeah, he's a middleweight, but it's gonna be it's
You'll
fine.
be fine. You'll be good. Don't worry about it. He doesn't hit that hard.
Like that still amazes me. It's like no, I know, but it's fine. You're gonna be fine. I know he's big, but don't stress about it. It's a fight at the end of the day. You'll be fine.
Everybody, it's This is MMA.
That's when you don't have the right people. It's like I remember there was a gentleman from Durban that was going to fight
Boy,
BK.
the last time you told an old gym story
Oh,
caused
yes,
a
I
lot
remember.
of problems, eh?
What gym
Okay.
story did he tell us caused problems?
That one about that guy getting smashed. But let's not
I
go down that
remember
road.
this one.
Don't worry about it.
Dude,
It caused months of
Agony,
admin,
but-
dude. I don't care if people are upset. It's just so much admin, dude. Like so much admin to deal with all the time that you have to like. But anyway,
I genuinely don't remember.
someone from Durban was going to fight BK.
I remember this one.
And I was like, you have to cancel that idea,
Yeah.
dude. This is you're gonna
No.
debut against BK. They're like, yeah, but all the fights in that division are tough. I'm like, dude, this like literally ran through everyone.
No,
at
so
amateurs,
weird.
dude.
I was there helping this guy prepare for his ESC debut, right? And now I'd been grappling this other dude. And they're like, yeah, no, he's turning pro as well. He's also going to fight on the same UFC card. And obviously, like, now I'd been
He's
watching
gonna
all
fight
the...
one later. He's gonna fight.
Yeah,
one
he's
later.
No, he fought on the same card as you.
No, he didn't.
Oh, you're right. You know, you're
Baldwin
right.
fought on that
You're
card
right.
with me.
So I was like, okay. And obviously, now I'd been to all the fight stars. I'd been watching BK through his amateur career. And they're like, I was like, oh, who's he fighting? They're like, no, he's fighting like this BK Masanyane. So I was like, oh, flip, Warren, you need to tell him to cancel that fight. They can't do
I was
that.
like, I still went to the coach. I was like, don't do that. That's like it's a guaranteed loss. It's not like you like
You're
you
facing
need to
someone
be
who's
real.
like-
You need to be real with this dude. Like this Ox barely had amateur fights. Now he's gonna fight this China who just literally destroyed the entire amateur scene, destroyed the entire wrestling scene.
I
Just
think he was
beat
200,
Just beat
202 and
Lutando
1 or something.
Biko. He just beat Lutando Biko. Dude, cancel that fight ASAP. Like get a new opponent. You can't
Find
debut against
someone
them.
else.
Yeah. And they're like, no, all the fights are tough. I was like, guaranteed you're gonna do that one.
Lutando Biko never got his fights overseas, am I right? Or did he? I can't remember.
No, he did. He won.
He won.
Oh, yes.
I think he
fought
beat
the
that.
same-
That guy was like,
yeah, he bought
right.
this.
South Africa got me once. It's not gonna happen
Yeah.
again.
Old pancreas were cool. They're like, okay, cool. We can't get you the rematch with BK. He's gone off to 1, but we can get you almost the exact same fight and see how it goes for you.
Only difference, this guy is a judo.
Yeah.
Different sport. You
Yeah.
gotta punch his
Can you
chances.
imagine
with
that
this
dude,
one
the
as
matchmakers
The
like,
Japanese are better than the South Africans at judo.
well. Listen, this guy told me that South Africans got better judo. I think you need to go prove him wrong.
yeah. They were like, please, not another wrestler again. Okay, cool. Here's a judo guy. You can have, because they were both Commonwealth athletes, I think, eh? Lutando went to Commonwealth Games. Didn't he?
Something like that.
Yeah, Let's have a look.
That's hilarious, though, dude. It's
Yeah.
like, oh. But you know, like a lot of
Let's,
time when
let's
these
try
guys
this.
have these
Let's
fights,
try this again.
yeah, a lot of time when these guys have these fights, like we're just getting back to like when we were talking about that guy fighting BK, and he's a hell of a nice guy. His coach is a hell of a nice guy, but it just like you need the right people around you to be like, that's like
a bad
good
idea.
a good coach should be like, that is not a good idea.
That is
like,
a bad idea. Like
you know?
someone should have told.
They're gonna be like, listen, we've got someone else, also South African. He's not judo, he's not wrestling, he's got some sick striking. His name is
Zulu boy.
Yeah.
It was like,
Cheers,
like,
Chom.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
It's like,
Chopped bum.
yeah.
Okay,
no more restless.
Oh man,
Oh, flip.
Same old Zulu boy. I don't think we'll see him again. Eh?
is it? Shame his new business must have taken a knock as well
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find this guy's credentials over here. Let's have a look.
Judoka. Yeah, he's a badass judoka, bro.
Yeah, I think he's competed at some crazy
57th black belt.
57th.
Judo inside. Judonate. Did you see that? Go up.
No.
Go up. I don't know. Back. Yeah.
PayPal,
Judonate.
the safer, easier way to pay online. No, thank you. This sounds very sketchy.
It's not the greatest name.
We know Lutando. We can just pay him.
Yeah. Interesting. What would we want to say? Oh, the EFC Fight Island. Who would your
EFC
fights
Lapa.
with?
Just
Yeah, in the EFC
squat,
Lapa.
skip, and don't off my stoop.
Okay, your dream fight for the EFC Lapa. The rumble in the bush.
But you have to have a current situation right now with the roster. Who's your headliner? Because you can't go to the Lapa with
Boom.
with me.
Soldier Boy versus Duplessis.
Go back to the fight.
It has to
fight
be.
roster.
It has to be Drickus.
Drickus versus Soldier Boy. There's our main event.
Drickus is
sorted.
your biggest draw in the EFC.
Yeah.
At the moment. You have to do something with Drickus to get the.
You
This
also
is
have to
really
do
cool.
Faiz
Okay.
Jacobs versus Sylvester Chifumbu.
Sorted. That's already a cracking card.
Co-main.
Yeah. You'd have to do your biggest draws are Temba and Drickus, dude. Temba's on very bad terms with Graham at the moment, so I don't know what the situation is there.
There was the whole
Doesn't look like
mess.
that's gonna happen. Drickus.
So I saw
Who's
an
your
interview
biggest draw
today
there?
where they were saying that Timber's on the verge of signing for the UFC.
You sure what?
He's on the verge of signing for the UFC.
She is like it.
I can show you the tweet. I
Oh,
retweeted it today.
Danny Henry's making a comeback.
Yeah, he's got a good fight.
He's got a flipping heavy fight.
Mkhitaryan.
Makwan Amakani.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Please, the EFC couldn't do it for us. Please,
Makwan
mate.
still, he fought that Team Alpha Male guy and he did the flying knee in like 5 or 6 seconds. It was like the second fastest knockout in history or something.
Ish.
Go check Amir Makawani.
That's one of the prelim fights. Hold on.
I think you for sure hit. You get
I used
carry
to buy
on
that game.
with Gideon versus Zakir Badat.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's got to still go ahead. Doesn't have to be for a title though. For sure, doesn't have to be for a title.
What's happened? You know what the problem is that I know we were doing like fantasy cards here, but when is anyone going to fight again? No one's training.
Yeah, this is also true.
No one's been training. It's like
Well,
I got-
some people are training.
someone contacted me today about doing a jiu-jitsu super fight. I was like, dude, I'm happy to do it, but like I literally haven't trained since March,
Yeah.
and I don't know when I'm going to train with my training part. Like I don't want to go do a super fight and I can't train with my coach and I can't
Yeah.
train with my training partners,
hear you.
dude.
How's this guy's picture?
Like
Jeepers,
yeah,
dude.
dude. Balling,
Marco
trying
Americani with like 5 blonde birds. What a boykie.
to
He
scroll
just
down.
lost to Shane Burgos, bro. That was
Scroll
a
down.
cracking fight, actually.
There we go. Flying knee
And, punches.
round 1, 8 seconds in. Andy Ogle. That got him cut from the UFC.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeepers.
But like, I don't know when you're gonna look. There's gonna be the usual suspects that'll
Yeah,
take
yeah.
fights no matter what.
Yeah, yeah.
But like your
Usual
elite level
suspects.
guys, I mean, if you can't train with your coach, right? You don't have time with your coach. Like, how confident are you gonna be going into the fight? And if you don't get to put in the hard rounds that you know you require with your training partners, you know, guys are looking after you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. I also don't know how you're going to get to the fight, you know? It's like, I don't know when things are going to get back to normal, because we're going to need a couple of months of normality just to get us back into it.
I hear what you're saying. But dudes will dive in, bro. They'll dive in.
I know, but yeah. Either the guys that were training illegally will jump in, or the guys that...
Training illegally.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be
what
training.
a term.
Oh, thank goodness
Well,
we've never
technically
done
all
that.
training is illegal,
Yeah,
no?
I know. But I'm
You're
just saying,
not
like,
allowed to
it's-
like visit people and that. It has to be for business.
That's why we use this green screen here to superimpose.
We've got
this
essential
whole thing.
services.
It's ridiculous how good
certificates.
holograms are getting. Warren looks almost real.
Yeah, moving along.
Pata Makishi. That is a
My
cool
boy.
head.
Yeah,
Stephen
that
Wasu.
headpiece.
He's got
I
the...
love Stephen Wasu, dude.
They should do him... Who
His
were we
biceps
talking
like the size of my head, dude.
Who were you talking
You'd
should
also-
fight Stephen Wasu the other day?
I don't know, but that looks a Dakar oak, dude.
You know, if you would be a good steal to get in the LARPA would be Elvis Moya.
Yeah, I see. Dude, that oak hits hard, China.
Let's do Elvis Moya versus Vessel Mostat.
Boy, Vessel hasn't trained in a
In a hot minute.
very
dude.
long time.
No one else has either, so
No,
it's
no,
sorted.
boy, a very long time.
But he's got like some job that requires like a lot of his time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Elvis Moya versus Ricky Michalis.
That's like the kind of weird thing we have at this stage in South African MMA, right? So we obviously had the early pro era where guys were training and working, but everyone was training and working, right?
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
no one that was
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it full time. Then we got to like a sweet spot like EFC 20, 21, 22 where guys were starting to go like full time
Yeah.
MMA pro. And that lasted a very long time, but it kind of like feels like now again, obviously it all revolves around like the economy of the sport
Yeah.
in that country. But like it doesn't feel like there's many guys that have like dedicated all their time to MMA anymore.
I hear you.
There's a lot of like full-time guys that are not with us anymore. They applying their trade overseas, or
Yeah.
the guys that were full-time have decided to get a job again. Type of
But
thing.
don't you also think like it's kind of the athletes? I was like related to like club rugby. You know what I mean? You can go to 2 trainings a week, like a technical session on the Thursday night or whatever, like line out moves and stuff, and then play a Saturday at pretty high level and play against some big names in rugby and stuff like that. But it's not Monday. You go to work or you do your thing. It's life carries on. You know what I mean? It's not like the thing for you. It's just something you do. You know what I mean? And I feel like South African MMA has kind of gone back to that point.
yeah,
you're
that's
saying.
what I'm saying. I
Like
agree
it's
with you
very
completely.
much like it's like a club sport for somebody. Like they're treated like a club sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all the guys that made the decision that MMA is going to be their full-time job have kind of applied their trade and moved on in a way. You know what I mean?
Exactly, dude.
Because they cannot compete. They can compete up to a point,
Yeah.
but they cannot compete. Okay, obviously the Burskies are the absolute exception to that rule. You know what I mean? Because they're dedicated enough to really make the sacrifices for a fight camp and work. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like up at 4 o'clock in the morning to train, and then go to work, and then train, and then recover, and then train. You know what I mean? And keep going.
100%, dude.
It's not an
I
easy
think
thing
in
to
their
do.
current situation, I don't think it'll be possible.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like they were the exception to the rule. You know what I mean?
But I mean, like now it's even gone past that. I don't think they would be able to do that now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I hear
But it's
you.
like a weird situation, dude, because there's lots of part-time guys. I don't know. It's like a weird. The industry's weird at the moment, dude.
Yeah, for sure. It is definitely very weird.
But I mean, saying they couldn't do it now. I mean, like they got kids now. Kids are like a whole different ball game. You
Yeah.
know, like to kind of like deal with, and their company's massive.
I
and-
would like to see if I'm the EFC. Obviously, I think Drickus versus Soldier Boy from a PR marketing perspective is the biggest fight you can put on right now.
Yeah,
in my mind.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And then you got to build a card around it. You got to go for it now. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing you can do now. If there's guys, big names that are around and willing to fight, Ruan Potts, Elvis Moyo, even like Vessel Master, if he's keen to have a dabble, and you can keep going down the list. If Urshad Sayed's hinting at it, try and do what you can to get him in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jake Hadley's still going on about coming to fight and to fight Faiz. You know, if you can.
Didn't Jake sign an exclusive deal now?
Yeah, but it's still they're
Cage
still going
Warriors
on.
or-
Bro, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if Martin wants to get one in, you know,
Mm.
get him in, and like bring a couple of big names that are kind of hanging around, because there's a few of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And get them into action. You know, Cam Pritchard's a good example. Let's see. Let's
But
give
isn't Cam retired now?
semi-retired.
Semi-retired. Enough money, anyone can be unretired at this stage,
Yeah.
dude.
Get what was it? I lost my chain of thought. Who's
Dude, in this
big
case,
fella?
at this stage with everyone, this is that Bottas guy,
Beast,
the
yeah.
police officer. At this stage, I think anyone that was a fighter, like that, has retired in that, and EFC said, "I'll give you 20 grand." I know
Yeah.
they don't have 20 grand to give Oaks, but I mean, so I'll give you 20 grand. I'm sure there's a lot of Oaks will be like, "Oh, I'll definitely unretire for 20 grand at this stage, dude."
Yeah, but they've definitely got to get some action going, bro.
Yeah.
Get Elena Lunga, let him and Anisette fight for a vacant title or an interim title.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
when's Joe Cummings coming
It's
back?
never coming back,
dude.
bro. It should have been done long ago. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Like
before
really,
before
really
lockdown,
rough.
he wasn't coming.
Yeah.
After lockdown, everyone financially is in a worse position.
Yeah.
Plus, your travel restrictions are even greater at this stage, and then you have to add the fact that that the EFC won't be in the same position. You know, like it's gonna be weird, dude.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Just get all the local guys to bang and go, bro.
And look at I'm scrolling through these photos on their website. All these fights are local dudes, and these were crackers. Almost every single one of these.
Yeah.
No. But like the thing is, for the immediate, like your first show back, you can't like where you can't have that fan interaction. You can't get that atmosphere. And it's going to be just on TV, and it's scrutinized. You cannot have. What were some of the fights they wanted to put on, like Luke Michaels, Petey Coxon? You're like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't get away with it because you're under the spotlight now, big time. And like obviously the hardcores will probably just turn away from it. They're like, you know what I mean? Or the casual fans you're trying to attract, you'll have a big opportunity. You know what I mean? So I feel like you've got to go. Obviously, that being said, Drickus versus Soldier Boy, besides being the biggest fight, it will be the most expensive fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that puts the rest of the card in jeopardy. But I think you've got to somehow make that happen, and you've got to somehow make a card like really, really good.
The UFC is actually in probably one of the best positions out of all the sports to have a comeback now.
Yeah,
They've got the PR. They could use the PR. They could
pizza
keep,
place.
They could use the PR. Keep contact at a bare minimum for the guys that aren't fighting. You know, like
Yeah.
they could really like get something tangible together. You know,
Yeah.
just obviously getting our government to
No, for sure.
play
For sure.
ball, dude.
Hopefully it happens soon, because I'm dying to see a show out of the PR.
The Lapa.
Yeah, the LAPA. I think it would be a great opportunity. And if they can do what the UFC's done and kind of like make up for a bit of lost ground and put a couple events sort of back to back, 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like keep that ball rolling. The big challenge there is going to start to become the roster.
Yeah.
Because like the UFC, you got 700 people to dig into, you know what I mean? I mean, we're like 100 and something here, and like 50 of them are really active.
8
you know
fight
what I mean?
cards, guys. We've been saying for how long? 8 fight
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
You just need only 8 fights on a card for it to be interesting. It's
No,
like-
100%.
it's like,
I think
find
that's-
that's the right length.
That was what they were trying to do here, was put on an 8-fight card,
Yeah.
which would have
Makes the
been cool.
most sense. 4 on the main card, 4 on the undercard.
For sure. Let's see Sindile versus Madiba.
Oh yeah.
For sure, let's not see Kundari versus Buerta on the main card.
Yeah, I'd rather
Kundari is
see.
also like a featherweight fighting. That JT Buerta is a
Surely
hell of a
Cassandra
big fella. but-
Canyeda's a bigger fight than Kundari Botha.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what happened? Caneda was fought like every
Two
EFC,
pack, bro.
every EFC for a while. Then he's gone.
I think there's issues happen.
There he is.
But yeah, hopefully that gets done real soon. I'm actually setting up a interview with Marsa, Martial Arts South Africa, this week. I know it's probably a bit of strange timing.
Who's on that call, may I ask?
No, just
Just
me-
make sure all the relevant
me
people get invites.
And Louise Viviers. It's not MMA SA, it's martial
Oh,
arts. South
martial
Africa.
arts.
They're the Sascock affiliate
yeah.
where it all ties in, and
I was about to say that timing doesn't seem right, dude. I don't know, like push your buttons, but it doesn't seem like the right time.
probably not the best idea. No, but that should be pretty interesting because they're the ones who trying to like lobby for the like combat sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to
But
see
they're
what
obviously
they-
not the MMA association.
Does
No,
MMA
they-
South Africa
so-
affiliate to them?
Yeah. So from what I understand, MASA is a combat sport collective.
Yeah.
That's MASA.
So it's got like
Martial-
Jiu-Jitsu South Africa. It's got
Yeah.
Taekwondo South Africa. They all affiliate to that.
And they're a Sascock affiliation, so that's
Yeah.
the Olympic Committee. And then MASA has to fall under them
Yeah.
to get. There's obviously like other stringent things because of RMAF, and RMAF has to be connected to a Olympic committee, and that's the way it's done.
Okay.
It's like a weird little setup. So she's the head of Martial Arts South Africa. So they're the body with the direct government contact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they've sent me their document, and it's decent. You know, it's not, they are trying. I think it's a little bit. It's not like breaking the box in terms of ingenuity. You know what I mean? But it's got a protocol,
Yeah.
and they are trying, which is quite. It's an important note because it's especially someone like me who's been quite vocal about it. But the thing is with these guys is that they don't communicate this stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? You've got such a big organization of fans in combat sport, but you're not communicating the message that this is what we're doing. And even if you're not doing it very effective because someone like me who's always dialed in doesn't see it. So the chances are of your casual fans or whatever seeing it is slim to zero, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I'm permanently dialed in for that. And I missed it. I didn't see anything until they sent it directly to me.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice in that, and I think a lot of that's also why besides the things that got me into a spot of bother, it's one of the things I was saying. It's time for a new generation now. You know what I mean? Whether we can say what we want about the current administration in many sports, but the new generation, it's time for them to let them run with it now. You know what I mean? Because especially if your intention is for the sport to grow. If your intention is honestly for the sport to grow and you can see that you're no longer the right person for the job, step aside and let the right person for the job take
100%.
over. And that's all it is. That's the bottom line of the message. You know, and I think this older generation really needs to they just need to let it go now, you know. And I say that just based on like the social interactions. These people are not geared up for it. They're not, and it's not their fault, you know. It's a new world now, especially in MMA. I don't know about other martial arts. It's a new world now.
Well, yeah, I think the head team focusing on that is focusing on other things as well. Like that's not the MMA might not be their main focus, so
Yeah.
they might not be exactly on the pulse of current events. At least even locally.
Like for okay, martial arts South Africa, we don't have a direct link to, but if like MASA, for example, had to say like to the MMA community, look, we've got to fight this thing at an exponentially high level here. You know, it probably goes a little bit beyond our means, beyond our resources. Like, is there anyone in the MMA community, like an attorney, an entrepreneur, like a couple of guys that can put forward a bit of information for us as to what might be the best way to set out a document to hand it over to the government to say, listen,
Yeah.
these are our protocol, because for fuck's sakes, bro, snow sports got it right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And a few other, like, I also got into trouble with the pigeon racing community this week, bro.
You got in trouble with
Yeah, dude, I managed to piss off the pigeon racing community, bro.
What did you do? What did they say to
How
you?
did they hear your comment though?
Dude.
No, you made a comment in
So I took the picture of the Gazette, and it had a list of all the sports that were allowed to go back, and it was like Yikskay and snow sport and like a couple of
At
other.
that stage, golf was still off
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. And then it was like pigeon organization, and I was like, okay, cool. So the dirty. This is what I said. I've come to learn that they're not dirty, but this is what I was saying. I was saying like dirty disease carrying pigeons you can go fly your pigeons, but professional athletes cannot go back to training, but you can fly pigeons. This was what I was saying, bro. These people were
Picked
not.
up 2 lawsuits in a week.
These
That would be
people were
amazing.
not happy with me, dude. They were not happy with me. But
How did they pick up on the comment though?
I think it's actually like MMA fans that maybe they're into it or they know someone that's into it. I don't know, but the guy was
So what
like,
did they say?
so the first message was like, I love MMA, but something about that comparison is not fair. These guys spend a lot of money into their pigeons, and the pigeons are really well looked after. And I was like, whoa. I'm just pointing out a fact here that we're talking about pigeons, and people were like, oh no, don't. They're like, yes, those diseased birds are some of the cleanest animals out there. And I was just like, fuck, what have I
Oaks
done?
are
What have I done?
Oaks are very touchy at the moment.
No. You got to be very careful, bro. You got to be very
These are
careful.
weird times, China.
Often, even like on my other pages, I'm like, I want to post something like it's a little bit edgy, a little bit funny. I'm just like, it's not the time.
Yeah.
Just
Dude,
not the
it's
time.
not the time to joke about anything. At
No,
the moment,
nothing.
dude.
No jokes.
If you make any jokes, you're
we
gonna
can
get yourself
joke
in trouble.
about each other in this room. That's it. We forget about it.
Just
after
don't
that.
say things on Twitter because you could get a whole sport cancelled.
Yes.
Literally, CrossFit's done. For
Done.
now.
Yeah,
One,
bro.
one, like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 8 characters and chook. Cheers. You're done.
Yo, that dude ended it, eh? Reebok was gone in a blimp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Reebok-
was-
We lost his job. Quick sticks, dude.
you know what's
And
funny?
you know what the problem is it doesn't matter what you meant by it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you
But
meant
for
by
sure,
it.
just keep that to yourself. Like, just
Doesn't
don't-
matter what you meant by it, is what people interpret it as. Dude.
Yeah.
So like,
So he steps down as CEO of CrossFit, right? But he owns the whole business. So he steps down as CEO and becomes basically like chairman,
yeah.
but he still owns the sport.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna want to invest into it now. Not for a little while, at least.
Oh, that sucks, eh?
Because it's not going to look the same where you used to have Rogue and
10 years down the
and
line,
now you've got
how one tweet ended a
MRP,
whole
dude.
how one tweet ended the fittest in the world competition. Now
Yeah,
he's going to
'cause
be fittest on the planet.
He takes all the trademarks that he registered and everything, dude.
Yo, who's going to be
what
fittest in the
happens
world
is
now?
they call it Let's Beat Matt Fraser 2021.
Oh no,
but
he's
you know-
not
you know
competing.
what
He said
happens?
he's not going to compete if
Some
guys-
like stupid wealthy individuals are gonna be like, sweet, I'll just buy all the shares.
Yeah.
Take your money, bounce. New shareholder, done, fixed, done.
X-Fit.
Move along.
2.
No, well, you take all the trademarks and patents and everything that they've got in their business with it.
What are people going to wear now that Reebok's gone?
Apparently Rogue Fitness is signing on.
More importantly, what do we do with our Reebok?
Wasn't on the equipment Rogue anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. What do we do with our CrossFit board shorts now?
Sure, but
There
you're
wasn't
right.
much of a board short anyway.
Do we still wear them? Is it still allowed?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter
I'm
for
just
the.
joking. I don't own any.
It doesn't matter
any
for the
CrossFit
athletes because
board
they wear
shorts.
literally nothing anyway all the
Yeah,
time.
fair
So.
enough. Rogue board shorts. Watch this space, guys. I feel like we're in the reeds here.
No rub in the reeds.
It's been,
Yo, who's
The
our
problem is
who's our
with it-
waffling friend?
There's nothing happening.
there's a
so
fight card coming up, but I mean, we'll.
That's not a juicy one. Too far.
We
one's
still need
juicy,
to talk
this next
about
one's not juicy.
our dream matchups, but we can save that for the next one. We can
Well,
drag it out.
Let's just for shits and gigs go to drug-free sports.
Let's do.
If
let's
someone new is added to this
do the
list, they
right
definitely
thing.
win.
Do the right
Let's see.
thing.
Then we win.
I might fall off
We'll,
this chair.
we'll
with
break the
excitement,
internet if we find biggest news in MMA.
drug.
Whoa.
Let's start in drug.
Yeah, type in drug-free sports. Rourke. Drug.
I swear I was typing for 5 minutes.
I don't think any of us are passing any drug-free sports testing right now.
What the?
I'm on that VAR, boy.
I'm on that. Go by sport, dude. Select the sport.
I love how Azzy is on the top of the list every single time.
Keep going. Keep going.
Equestrian.
Yeah,
Is that the horse or is that the
Yeah.
rider?
Who tests positive?
It's all equestrian sport. I think there has been a positive testing there, dude. I think
I'm sorry, I'm too curious.
Yeah, please. I want to see.
Seabiscuit
There
and
we go. I remember
Gail
this.
Foxcroft.
What did she pop for?
Phentamine.
Jeez.
Does that say phentamine?
Yeah.
Is that like the stuff that they?
No, that's fentanyl.
fentanyl.
Yeah.
If she was riding a horse on fentanyl,
I was like, she should have got a trophy, bro. Never mind a suspension.
jeez, wow.
That's,
Oh, that would have been
that
awesome.
sounds like a good time, dude.
Hey, pigeon racing's on you.
No.
You
Nobody's
can't be racing us with. You can't be racing our pigeons with an eagle. No, this is a pigeon, boy.
This is the UAE pigeon.
Drug free sports, get in here. Test this man's pigeon. Whooshy.
Test that man's pigeon.
He's a clean pigeon, not just in.
He's basically the Vitor Belfort
Not just-
pigeon.
Not just in cleanliness, but also in drugs. He's not on anything. My favorite
that
thing is
is
all the
brilliant.
guys who abandoned Wushu all taking cannabis. Oh, it must be hard to smoke a joint in there.
I feel like you cannot do wushu without cannabis. It's actually not possible. I don't think it is possible.
Oh, man.
We're finally gonna get to MMA.
Canoeing. Wait, bowls.
Boy, we're gonna be here all day if we do this. Please, just go to MMA.
These people are probably. Jeez.
Jesus.
Yeah, I see.
Cheryl Ann.
Apparently, you only get 4 months for that in bowls.
Jeez.
This would be a 4-year one, and this is pretty recent as well.
Yes, that's
Whatever
a
she took. Do you guys ever play that old Tiger Woods golf?
Yeah.
On PlayStation, you get the Tiger's Eye. Yeah, you
The
get
pre-Tiger
That's
era.
what you get in bowls when you take that shit. Whatever that is, hydrochloro.
Dude, can you
cheapest.
just select
Cocaine.
Yes, what's this? Canoeing.
Yeah, Thomas Lovemore. Fat jaw, my boy. Oh, he must have been buzzing down those rapids. Yeah.
How do you canoe on cocaine though?
Anti-doping rule.
Amazing.
This
How
chick-
is that? How is the guy
That
suspended for
literally
that?
sounds like a good time.
You should be getting an award, bro.
You run off to the
That's it.
bathroom, do a line, jump in the water, down the rapids.
You got my respect on this level.
This guy got a.
Okay, for sure.
Carol,
Let's go to MMA.
Before we go, Carol got banned for refusing to get tested. What was she on? She probably looked like
The question is, were they in the same boat?
she trains out
That would be
of.
amazing. Yes.
She
I
trains.
want to be on that boat.
She trains at UFD. That's why she refused.
Okay,
She looks just
MMA,
like the tank.
Rourke, MMA.
Okay.
And then boxing after MMA. Come on,
Okay.
baby.
Who was the last one? Marcel Teniers.
Yeah.
We were on such a roll there.
Yes. Okay, just go check boxing if anything is. Boxing's coming back soon, eh?
Yeah, dude.
Up B.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking for
B is
other
quite high in the alphabet, boy.
No, boxing, Rourke.
boxing. There we go.
Bodybuilding still amazes me. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, we know.
They failed because of liver failure.
16 years for
You.
J-Lo.
Yeah, that was, but like he's
Yeah.
like a few times he popped.
Go down to the bottom and see what the latest one is.
Ruan
Yeah,
Visser,
that,
when
do you
was
remember?
this?
Do you remember Ruan Visser was the heavyweight, the dude who fell out of the ring,
Yeah.
and then they reset that rematch, and then he popped. And
But
then
it says
COVID
2018 though, dude.
came. Was that his test?
Date of
'Cause,
hearing in
Matt
November
Leashing-
2019.
Matt Leashing was telling me this story.
Oh yeah, his hearing was
Yeah.
only November 2019. And what was the first one? Case uplifted. Yes, yeah.
What does that mean? That means when you got a very strong lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna uplift it and put it over there, so we don't have to deal with it. Who's there? Chris.
The amount of people busting for
Charles
weed is
Wasserman.
ridiculous. Charles Wasserman.
Is that not? That's not the Wasserman who fought in.
No. That's Chaz was.
Is that his brother?
I have no idea.
He did.
possibly.
Was he was from a boxing background? I remember that.
Shaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea, bro.
There's a lot of cannabis in boxing as well. Pretty
Yeah.
weird.
But now that it's legal to consume in South Africa, do you think it's still going to be legal under doping regulations?
Yeah. Well, how does it work in there? There's still a.
You can have that in your system at a competition.
But
You
I'm
just can't
saying
have it in
in
competition.
the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have it in competition or like even to like a longer period in competition. I think maybe like 3 weeks out or something like
So
that.
I heard that wherever it's legal, it's just in competition that you're
Yeah.
not allowed to have it
Yeah.
in your system. And apparently it takes like 7 days to regulate or something through your system. I'm not a doping expert by
Yeah.
any stretch of the
I hear
imagination.
you. I hear you. Anyways,
Okay.
let's blow this.
Shot, guys.
Blow this joint. It's been real. Nice to see you all again. Hope we covered a bit of MMA amongst many other
We
things.
covered as much MMA as it was available.
See you soon. Peace.
Cheers. Bye.